Hi. It definitely has been a while. I hope that you still remember me, but welcome to 2026 and welcome to the 2026 version of A Life Worth Reading. Many things have changed in 2025. I'm still in the same place. I'm filming in a different location inside my bedroom, but I'm still in the same house. But yeah, a lot has changed in 2025. All good things, but all things that have kept me very busy and that have kept me away from returning to YouTube and making long-form content. I created my TikTok in March, I think, and that has definitely become one of my favorite places to create and to upload my content. It's so much easier than YouTube, and I can see a lot more return, honestly, because I am a bit of a flop here on YouTube. I say that proudly. I do really like my little channel, but it's just hard sometimes when you put a lot of effort into long form videos and then they don't get the attention that you expected or that you wanted. And TikTok's just much more receptive. I feel like the algorithm is a lot easier to break through, and I've just been having a great time over there. But yeah, that has definitely kept me away from YouTube, but all that is about to change. I definitely don't have any type of plans for this video. I literally just set up my camera, saw if it looked good, and I just started talking. So I don't know, let's just ramble a little bit through what I want for this channel for this year. I haven't really written down my reading goals for the year. I do have a number in mind, but I don't really have a lot of reading goals set in stone already, so I thought I would just walk you through some of the things I'm thinking about the new year and do a little reset with me. The first thing that we're going to address is the TBR, the problem with the TBR. You can see here that I have my TBR card. I only acquired it yesterday, and that is why it is not organized in the slightest yet. I just, I've been having a lot of problems with my TBR this year. It was supposed to be the year of reading it down, but I started working with books, and I made a lot of friends that work in a publishing house, and I just had, thankfully, and I'm very grateful for it, I had access to a lot of books. So it's not looking too good. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely looking worse than last year, or at least as bad as the beginning of 2025, which means that I've made no progress basically in the last year. But with that being said, I do have some plans to again try and read it down this year. I know it seems kind of silly to be doing it again when I didn't achieve basically anything, but I am nothing if not persistent. So I'm gonna keep trying, and I'm going to be much tougher on myself this year, and we're finally gonna see some progress, because I definitely read and unhauled a lot of my physical TBR. The problem was just that I kept adding to it until the point where it made absolutely no difference, the books that I had already read and unhauled. So this year, first of all, I'm starting off with a banger. I'm starting off with a book buying ban for January. I'm going to review this monthly to see if I am behaving properly. I'm not going to deprive myself of like 6 months of not buying any books, because that's not how I want to live. I do like buying books. I just have to calm myself down a little bit first. And because December was the most chaotic month of adding to the TBR, it was my birthday, it was Christmas. My boyfriend, who works at a publishing house, had like 10 books for free that he just let me choose. So it was just a lot was added in December. So I need to kind of offset that with a big reading and unhauling in January. And that's where the Flop Nation of series comes back. I am going to be doing TBR Destruction Project again. I kind of did TBR Edition project in 2025, but we are going to again offset all that I have done, all the evil deeds that I have done, and we are going to retry in 2026. I am also making this video to get back into the habit of filming and editing and uploading, because I have big ideas for this channel. I have big ambitious projects that I want to do, and I just feel like I needed to get myself back into it. I definitely miss making videos, and I definitely miss being on here and talking to some of my friends on YouTube as well. So hopefully I will be getting back to it, because I have very ambitious projects for specifically also TBR Destruction Project. I have very ambitious plans for it. So I just need to get back into the habit of making videos so all of that can happen. So yeah, the TBR, a big problem. I'm going to be counting the books today. I'm going to be reorganizing my card, my TBR card. I'm probably going to be showing you, why not? Let's just call this a reset. Let's just call this a 2026 reset. I'm going to be organizing my TBR card, talking you through some of the books that I want to read this year, talking about the big TBR number that we have and why I am not allowing myself to buy books in probably the first 3 months of the year, but we're just going to go with a January ban for now. And we're going to be talking about my reading stats for 2025. I think I still want to do a favorites and least favorites of the year, though it'll be coming a little bit later. But yeah, let's just go through it and talk about the big TBR number. What I don't think I'll be doing is a 2026 priority TBR. If I make that list, it is purely for content, purely because I like watching those videos as well. I love when people make like yearly TBRs, and I love the concept of it, and I love doing them. I suck at it. I do not read the books that I set out to read. Even if I say I'm going to read 15 books, I don't read those. I read other 50. So should I be making a list, like a yearly TBR list? I really am not sure. I'm truly not sure. But how I think I'm going to be dividing this TBR card, because I'm also lost on how to reorganize my shelves and my TBR card. I don't know if I should make these my priority card, or if I should just be, I don't know, leaving some space on my shelves for when I do read books to come along. I am truly unsure of literally everything, and I just want to do a reset, but I'm not sure how. Because this definitely won't fit all of my TBR. Definitely not. And I'm not sure what books I want to leave on the shelf and what books I want to put on here. That is just kind of a mess to me. But I thought about wrapping some of the books that I'm least excited to read and do like a bottom shelf on here with the books that I'm least excited to read and that I've been thinking about unhauling, but that I've just been... Sometimes I like to unhaul books that I have definitely no interest in reading, and sometimes I think, what if I do like this book? So I think that I might just wrap up all the books that I'm least excited about, and I might just do like a whole video of me or a vlog series of me unwrapping those books and just finding out if I do want to read them or not. So I've been thinking about it. So that could be like a whole shelf on here, and I could be talking you through the books that I did choose and why they're my least favorites, and then I can wrap them up and put them on a specific shelf on the TBR card. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with my TBR card, and I'm going to be showing you the books that I'm probably the least excited to read and that I'm probably going to be wrapping up, even though that will be in a different vlog series. But just to start off the top shelf, I think one of the books that I'm least excited to read. This doesn't mean that I think they'll be bad. It's just books that I never seem to pick up and that I need an extra motivation to pick up. And the first one is Burial Rise by Hannah Kent. I actually do think that I'm going to really enjoy this book, but I hate this stupid cover. I bought it secondhand and I just really dislike this cover, and I never want to pick it up. So I'll probably wrap it up so I don't even think about it and I just read it. So this is probably one that's going to go. I think another one is definitely The Wanted Future Witches. This was on my read it or unhaul it. Like if I don't read this book in a year, self-destructing TBR or something like that. And I didn't, but I still didn't unhaul it because I think there's a chance that I might enjoy it. So what am I doing? I really don't know, but this is also going on there. Then another one is probably The Man Who Fell in Love with the Moon by Tom Spanbauer. I just haven't heard a lot about this book and I never seem to pick it up. I know it's about, it's a love story between two men, but the lettering, the font is so tiny that I just never want to pick it up. I also don't really love the cover as well, so I just never really think about this book. And what else from that first shelf? That's probably it actually, because all the books that I have on my TBR cart are books that I'm excited to read, and on my shelves most of them are books I'm really excited to read. It's just that I have some of them that just, yeah. What else? What books do I have here? I probably will be doing everything that I have on my TBR as well, so don't you worry if you're excited about seeing that. I have Stoner, Pride and Prejudice, and The Marriage Portrait. I'm excited for all of these, so these will not be wrapped. This is a new Clarice Lispector that I got recently, so this will not be going on the stacks. Usher of Night obviously will not be going. This one I think might go. I only bought this earlier in 2025 when I went to London. It's almost a year now. And I was really excited about reading this book, but since then I just haven't felt the urge to pick it up. So I think that I might put this on my least excited to read. I also have another book by this author. I have Deacon King Kong by James McBride. So I really want to know if I enjoy this author or not before moving on to the other book. Then I have History of the Mirror. I also have The Visible Life of Addie LaRue. I definitely need to read this one this year. This would be a good book to wrap up, not because I'm least excited, but because I want to leave it up to fate when I do pick it up. And then we have The Shadow of the Gods that I'm also excited about, I think. Kindred, I'm really excited to get to. Mr. Fox, I'm really excited to get to. James, I'm really excited to get to. This Portuguese book, I'm really excited to get to. These are James Bolden and Jamaica Kincaid. I'm also really excited to get these ones, and these are kind of new. I might put Stranger Dreamer on there. I might. I've never seemed to pick this book up. I want to, but I just never seem to pick it up. So this might be a good option for the wrapping it up section. And then down here I have Her Majesty's Royal Coven and The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This might be a book that I put on there because the font is tiny, and I'm just not sure if I'm going to enjoy this one. So I think this might be a good contender to go on the least excited as well. All right, so the TBR card is empty now. I have 6 books that I have chosen already for the wrapped up vlog series, and now we're going to go over to the shelf and see what else is on there that I want to put on this list of books to wrap up. Well, hi, we're on the shelves. We're so back. And there's definitely some books on here. This row I've already read, except for the Neapolitan trilogy. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? I hope you can. These are all books that I have read and really enjoyed, and these are books that I have acquired recently. This would be a good pick because I haven't picked this book up since I bought it secondhand, but at the same time this is so much bigger than the other ones that I would know immediately what it was. Only if I put something on there that's also the same size. Would that make sense? That might make sense. Okay, so I'm definitely picking The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden because this is too bright, right? Is that better? I hope that is better. I haven't picked this book up since I bought it unvinted. I think it was at the end of 2024 actually, and I haven't had the urge to pick it up, so this would be a good contender. oh no, it's over here. I'm not sure if I want to read Plain Bad Herons anymore, but again, this would be like a really obvious thing to wrap up, so I'm not sure how obvious I want to be about it. Legendborn would be a reread for me. This would also be a very obvious one to wrap up, but I do want to read this. I just haven't found the time to do so. And then here we start to have some books that I am not sure I am interested in any longer. The first one is definitely Tiger. I have no idea why I bought this book. Let's just be for real, guys. I have no idea why I bought this book. I think I only bought it because it was really, really cheap, but I don't know what this is about. I haven't felt the urge to pick it up. So this is definitely going on there, and this is a very strong contender. Then also in the same vein, I think definitely these two. I do want to read Rainbow Milk by Paul Mendes, but this is a book that I also haven't felt the urge to pick up in a long time. And this is a book that I bought more recently because I really love the cover and I bought it secondhand, but I think I would need an extra urge to pick this book up. And this is I Will Die in a Foreign Land by Kalani Pickard. because I think that this cover is super cool. I just haven't felt really like the urge to pick it up. So we have a lot of books that will be coming off the shelves for this challenge. And then also The Fountains of Silence. I think that I'm really going to enjoy this book, but I've had this book for little years. It was also on my self-destructing TBR for the year. Like, if I don't read it, I have to haul it, and look at us still here. So this is definitely going on there. What else? This book I feel very conflicted about because Everything Said Isn't True by Daniel Nayeri. I started this book for a challenge that I do not remember what it was. And I wasn't really enjoying it. But I still feel like I could. But I feel like I would need like an extra little help now. But I love the cover so much. And I know that I'm probably going to enjoy this book. I just haven't felt the urge to pick it up. So this is definitely going on there. What else? From here, these are all more recent books that I got. Should I put The Husbands by Holly Gramazio in there? I'm not sure when I'm going to be getting to that book, so that might be a good one. Down here, I have, these are some of my poetry books and some of my classics. This one I feel like I would definitely need like an extra motivation to pick up. This is A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. So I feel like I would definitely need a little bit of help to read this one. So it's going on there. So we're currently on the last shelf. These are all nonfiction books as well. These are all books that I'm excited to get to. But here at the end, I have 3 books that I also do not know why I bought them. Really not sure what the hell that was all about. Yeah, so this might be good ones to show you. These are the last 3 books that I think are going on this wrap-up challenge. The first one is Shadow Play by Joseph O'Connor. The premise of this sounds very intriguing, but I just have not felt the urge to pick this book up. It says London 1878, fresh from life in Dublin, Bram Stoker, now manager of the Lyceum Theatre, is wrestling with dark demons in a new city, in a new marriage, and with its own literary aspirations. As he walks the streets at night, streets haunted by the Reaper and the gossip which swirls around his friend Oscar Wilde, he finds new inspiration. Soon, the eerie tale of Dracula begins to emerge. So this takes Bram Stoker, the Dracula, Oscar Wilde, and Jack the Reaper, and just puts them all in the same story, which sounds interesting, but when have I ever felt the urge to pick this book up? It's crickets. So it's going. Then we also have Conjure Women by Afia Atakora. I think I'm going to enjoy this book, but I'm really not sure because I have heard very mixed things about it, and I just haven't felt the incentive to pick it up ever since I acquired it. And finally, we have The Stolen Bicycle by Yu Ming Yi. This is a book that I absolutely love the cover of, and this is a story set in Taiwan, I think. And I don't know, it's all about family. I think it could be interesting. I just feel like it's going to be a little bit hard to get into maybe, or at least that's my expectation of it, which makes me not want to pick it back up very often. But yeah, that's also a book that's going on there. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 books that are my least excited to read that are going to be part of this wrapped up challenge, which I'm hopefully going to be trying to making every month, every other month. I don't know, I don't want to make any promises, but that's what I'm thinking about. And the shelves are still terribly disorganized, but I am going to be dealing with that later. Okay, it has been a little bit. I have been reorganizing some of the books. I've left a gap right behind me, so you can't even really see that. I've left a little bit of a gap over there, and I've just counted every single book I have on my TBR. And when I mean every single one of them, for example, sometimes I think last year I didn't count, for example, these like poetry anthologies, because these are not books that I want to take off my TBR. These are books that I want to be reading some poems at a time. So this is not a goal for me, is not to read this 500 pages of poems in a challenge and just get it over with. The same for some of the nonfiction books that I have here. I have 3 of them that are about colors. You can't even see them. I don't know why I was pointing. This, for example, is about the color black, and I have read some of this because of essays that I did for my university degree, but I haven't read them like back to back like a book. Like I just consult them when I need to. And for example, last year I didn't count this book, so it's really not that much of a dramatic change in terms of numbers. I just counted like literally every single book I have, not the ones that were hiding behind shelves. Like I've counted every single one, and I have come to a number. And that number will be here, but it's 107. 107. That is simply catastrophic. I cannot handle that. I cannot deal with that. That is catastrophic for me. Why is my camera moving on its own? That is simply catastrophic. I cannot handle that. I know there are some people, for example, I love watching Becca in the books, and she has literally over 500 books on her TBR, something like that. That is unsustainable to me. I would die probably if that happened. So 107. It's really not all that, because last year I had 90, I think, when I started this challenge without counting these types of books that I just mentioned. But this year I said, fuck it, I'm counting all of them, and the result came out to 107. So we're gonna need to work really hard this year to achieve some things. I'm not gonna set a specific goal, because I always fail when I put like such a specific goal in mind. I just want to reduce the TBR, and I want to renew the TBR. That was my goal for 2025, was to reach a point where I didn't have so many books that I could like buy new books as they came out, and books that I was excited to read. And though I definitely did that, there's still a lot of backlist books on my TBR, and that's my problem. I think that I accumulate a lot of older titles, and then I just miss out on a lot of the yearly titles that I want to read. And that was the whole goal of reading down my physical TBR, was that I could reach a point where I could buy books that were published in 2025 or this year in 2026 that I was excited about, new releases. That's still the goal. That's still the goal. Will I be able to do it? I'm gonna say yes, because I am so delusional that at this point nothing really affects me, and I am starting out January with a completely delusional mind, and that's how I'm going to be dealing with the fact that I have over 100 books on my TBR. With that being said, we're going to go back over to the TBR card, which remains empty, and we're going to be putting some of the books that I have on there. I'll probably, in the next couple of days, weeks, I'll be probably swapping books from the shelves to the TBR card, because I still don't know what I want my TBR card to be. If you have any ideas, please leave them down in the comments, but I just don't know what I want this TBR card to be, except for an extra place to put books, because my shelf can only fit so many. Okay, so I'm just gonna start putting stuff on here and talking about some of the goals that I've been thinking about. Maybe I would like to do a year with no goals, actually. Would that work for me? Because I'm really not sure, as this year has already started and I haven't had a lot of time to think about what my plans are and what I want to do. I'm wondering if it's even a good idea at all to have goals. Maybe my goal should just be to read and make videos about reading, because that's what I really want to come back to. That's really what I used to do, and what I feel like I want to do again this year, and what I've been missing doing for sure. So maybe that should be my goal. I'm really not sure. I just know that I want to read. I know that I want to make content. I know that I want to just renew my passion for filming and talking about books with some of my favorite people, and maybe that should be just a goal in itself, because why shouldn't that be a goal? I don't know, I just think that I'm in such a different point in my life, and I feel like I usually do work better when I have end goals in mind and motivations that I can find, but it's just been a little bit hard to think about exactly what I want, because maybe I just want to have fun with my reading again. Maybe I just want to, yeah, just have fun once again with my reading and not pressure myself so much into thinking about what I want to do. And maybe that's just a goal in itself. Why shouldn't that be a goal? Why should I pressure myself to find things that I want to better or that I want to do, instead of just having fun with filming again and making content and being actually excited about it? Because I have missed being excited about all of this. It has been really rough to find motivations to film and to edit, and maybe I just want to find that excitement again. Maybe that's my goal, to just be excited about what I'm doing once again and have the most fun that I can with what I'm reading and what I'm doing and what I'm producing for you and for me. So maybe that's my end goal for this year, to just have fun, not to sound too after school special, but maybe that just should be my point, to just have fun and do what I want to do. I have the rest of my books to wrap up and to put on here, but I feel like I want to film another video now that I'm on a roll like this. I feel like I want to film the wrapping and the start of this vlog, and hopefully that would be nice to watch. And I know this video made absolutely no sense. I just rambled the whole time. I didn't talk a lot about what I want to be up to. I just know that I want to be back, and this felt like a good first start to it, to reorganize my life a little bit better, to decide what books I'm excited to read, what books I'm not so excited to read, and to just figure it out along the way and just make this comeback, because that was really important to me, to put myself in front of a camera again and just have fun. So thank you so much for coming along on this back to making videos journey with me. I really felt the need to organize my space before I, for example, did my reading journal that I still haven't done. I really need to do my reading journal so that I could put all the books that I have on there, some video plans that I want to do. It'll help me just to write everything down, because clearly it's all still very scattered in my brain. But this was a nice first step. I finally have a TBR card. I've been fighting it for over 5 years, and I finally have one. And I'm just excited about the year to come. I hope that you are too. I hope I don't spend a couple of other months without posting. I hope that I can be more consistent around here. And I hope that I can refine my passion for this, because when you are working full time, it does take a lot of passion and a lot of actually loving what you do to make the time for it. So I really want to reignite this passion for reading and making videos about it. And in the meanwhile, make sure to follow me on TikTok, because I am making some content over there more consistently than I have been on YouTube. And I just really love my little platform out there. So make sure that you are following me on TikTok if you want to see more. I might also try return to Instagram. That's always the hardest for me, because I don't really like taking photos of books. I'm not very good at it, but I've been thinking about returning there as well. And just thank you so much for being here. I've been seeing a lot of my friends making comeback videos in 2026, so I'm glad we're all here for this little revival of booktube. And I hope that we can be here together more often, and that I can finally find myself within this platform. That is it for me. I hope that you have an amazing 2026. Thank you for being here, and always remember that life is worth reading.